Hello everyone, it's a lovely evening in Sunderland. I've come to Bishopwearmouth just to have a little walk around. I've never done a video on the channel in these particular sections. We're not that far from Chester Road, just in the distance. We're at the topper end of the cemetery near the crematorium, but I just wanted to have a look around and see if there's anything that catches me eye. I have done stories on people around here, but I can't actually remember where the graves are or which ones there were, so if I come across them I might know something about the story. On the videos I always mention about Mr. Edwin Smyth. That's this gentleman's signature engraved on there, his name, lovely lettering. So I'm going to start the video because there's two of his excellent bits of work right next to pretty much right next to each other, or close together. There he is, one of his mosaic styled ones on slate, and this is to the memory of our dearest son Philip Elrington, who died 11th of July 1917 in his 18th year. And it also mentions Jane Wilkinson, who died 11th of October 1913, aged 85 years, so possibly a grandmother of his. But if you look at the bottom, there's William Elrington, who was drowned at Terschelling, Holland, 19th of September 1922, aged 58 years. So I'm guessing probably a brother of Philip there. But now look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Look at the mosaic there. Have a long look at that. Again on slate. In loving memory of Mary, beloved wife of Robert Kennedy, who died July the 16th, 1914, aged 60 years. Also Mary, beloved wife of George Rochester, daughter of the above. So that is absolutely stunning. So distinct. And then there's another one, which I'm sure it says, I think it's, you can see, to the memory of William Waddell and Betsy, his wife, 1839 and 1914, and 1853, 1891. Again, I'll be careful of that one. More mosaic, and then look at this. How amazing is that? Such skill. There's loads in this cemetery, plus right across Sunderland and in the surrounding districts you'll come across his work. And there's D. Davison, the hero of the Pioneer Corps, 26th of February 1941. See, there's lots of Commonwealth graves just spread all over the cemetery. They're not just in the big section I did the video of the other week. We'll come up here. Because this era, I think this is like 1900s to about 1940s, obviously there's people buried after that point if they'd already bought the headstone and so on. But that's the era when Edwin Smyth was doing most of his work. It's a lovely afternoon. Mary Elizabeth, loved wife of George Piper Boughton, Master Mariner. Also my dear son Gordon Vincent Boughton, Sergeant of the 8th Battalion Rifle Brigade, who was killed at Grand Surencourt near Saint-Quentin, France, March 23rd, 1918, aged 20 years. And she also remembers her mother. So right across the cemetery there's always these mentions of sons, brothers, husbands who died in the war. I think there's another Edwin Smyth there. Other people do the odd mosaic ones, but they don't look as classy. Oh, great. This is to the memory of James Warren and dearly loved husband of Sarah Warren. That's them. It's a couple. Also Stanley Faulkner, so that'll be his middle name, Faulkner, son of the above, who died 8th of June 1911, aged 25. And then Jack, son of the above, gave his life in France 14th of March 1917, aged 25. Until the day dawned. So there's another mention of a family member who died in the war. As I said, because it's between that, a lot of the gravestones are in that era. Law of averages says some will have sons who died in the war. And then again, this mentions Thomas Percival, a grandson of the Thomas Hammond there, the grandson of the above, second lieutenant, RGA. Is that Royal something Artillery, possibly? Who died of wounds and interred in Italy, June the 15th, 1918, aged 25 years. So that's one of those parts of the Great War I didn't really know much about. Because yeah, everybody sort of knows about over in Flanders and France, Gallipoli, even the Middle East, but forget there was a front in Italy. I only know that because I did a story. There's a guy in Sunderland who probably has one of the shortest wills ever written. Again, okay here. An affectionate remembrance of Reginald Carter Truitt, who was killed in France January the 6th, 1918, aged 23 years. The Supreme Sacrifice. He was the son, also Benjamin Ernest Truitt, beloved husband of May Truitt. Again, another Edwin Smyth. They're all over the place. You can't miss them. Most of them do have his signature engraved on the bottom, but not all do. I'm just going to cross over because the graves up here are a little bit older, so they might find. If I remember, there was one which mentions the Boer War. There's the road through the cemetery. Some great big plots here, so these would have been prime positions. Probably a little bit more expensive to buy a plot on this road, on the border I should say. And if we have a look over here, Mr. Smyth again. This is one of his garden of memories. So I think this video has got a lot of Edwin Smyth. You might even see some of his bird bath works up here. Let's have a look here. Crematorium's just in the distance. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I'm just off to Aldi, so I thought I'd just pop in while the weather's good and do one. More daffodils. Oh, if you're looking just in front of us, there's a squirrel. Full of squirrels, this place. It's hard to see because the sun's... I've got to get up close to see any headstones from this distance, see if there's anything of interest. Well, they're all of interest if you dig deep enough, and that's Charles Roberts. Christopher Webster Forster. That's Rosanna, the beloved wife of David Noble. I think that's 1902. That's it. Frances, beloved wife of John Jefferson. He died in 1902. And there's also mention of John Jefferson, late of South Hilton. That's where we are. Literally about 100 metres from Chester Road. That's the traffic you can hear in the background. I'm going to go over here. It might be a little bit more shaded, so I'm have a look. Edward Short. Another Commonwealth Graves Commission one here. That's Private G.W. Laverick of the Durham Light Infantry, 16th of November 1920. Wickens. Who died at, I think that's Wallsend. Oh. This is no memory of George Walsh, loving son of Thomas and Isabella. I think that's Cotard or Gotthard, sounds Swedish that, who was killed whilst following his employment at Messrs Doxford Yard, July the 5th, 1902. Aged, if I can see that. I think that's 18 years, possibly. In the midst of life, we are in death. Also Arthur, nephew of the above. James Hannah, I think that is a G. It's hard to work out G's and C's, but I think that's Gotthard. But if you Google that surname, it's probably Swedish or something like that. It's always mentioned. There's lots of Scandinavians came across here. And that's in memory of Charles Thomas, dearly beloved husband of Sarah Hall, who died from injuries received on the railway September 1st, 1905, aged 38 years. So another industrial accident. Somewhere on this particular section, it's either here or the next one of these open areas here, is the victims of probably Sunderland's worst ever mass murder, the Jones family, which we'll be doing a video at some point, which happened down at Milkfield. Eleanor, beloved daughter of Alfred and Eleanor Candler, who died December the 27th, 1905, just 15 years old. Thy will be done. That's a very nice sight. Daffodils next to a hero's grave. Private M Park of the Pioneer Corps, 4th of May 1944, age 52. I think, so it's Martin, beloved husband of Sarah. Oh, something else. I'll get down, but my back's a bit dodgy. He died in World War II, I don't know if I mentioned that. B. Wardle, look at that. Northern Cyclist Battalion, 24th of May 1917. That would have been an interesting regiment. You just see them pedalling across Flanders or wherever. Sorry, it's a bit bright over there, so it's hard to see where I'm going. Normally, from a distance, I can sort of see a headstone that might be of interest. Tell you what, I think there's some older ones over here as well. And there is lots of daffodils over here, so there is also an interesting headstone on this other section. Oh, our friend Mr. Smyth. That's one of his bird bath garden memories. It's got, saying that there, see him got like, put little chippings in to make it look like birdseed. What skill. He would have been your go-to man to get a headstone for a loved one. And his actual studio where he did his work was just over there, near Westlands on Chester Road. I believe the house where he lived is demolished and it might be the one where there's that like block of flats on it now. Right, I'm looking for Percy. It's just it's around here somewhere. I should know. It's a great one. It's more Smyth over there. Stand back, see if I can see it. It's a great one because it's got like a cap. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Sadly, a lot of it's disappeared off the top. It's a cross on a stone block in loving memory of Private Bywell Castle Alder, younger son of Joseph and Mary Hannah Alder, who died March the 1st, 1917, aged 28 years. He answered his country's call. Now, he actually couldn't go into the army because of medical conditions. He was a jockey down in Wiltshire at one of the well-known stables, and he tried to get in, but he had I think he had asthma or some sort of bronchitis problems. But eventually he did get in, but he died in this country of a medical condition. If I remember correctly, I think his parents lived down Hendon. Another interesting thing about him is his middle name, Bywell Castle Alder. There is a place called Bywell over in Northumberland, Bywell Castle. There's a castle at Bywell, sorry. But I couldn't find any Bywell in the family, and they weren't from over Northumberland. But I think the year before young Bywell was born, there was a hell of a disaster on the River Thames in London, where I think it was, there was a collision between two ships. I think something like 600-700 people were killed in that disaster. If you Google it, I think it might have been even 700. But one of the boats was called Bywell Castle, so you never know. His parents might have seen it in the press, and for some reason called it that. I'm just guessing, you know. Can't think of anything else. Another soldier. He died for king and country on his soul, God of mercy. That is H.A. Wilkinson, Royal Army Service Corps, 39-year-old, April 1960. It's a shame they don't have a bit more information like the age. Not all of them do. I think you have to pay. But this is a beautiful one, this one. I think this is something to do with Tennyson, if I remember. I think. Sunset and evening star. And one clear call for me. This guy was a sailor. It's hard to see because it's Henry Fuller, Master Mariner. I think it's a famous poem to do with crossing the bar. But thankfully he didn't die at sea. He survived his career. Oh, it's gone quick, this video. I've only got a minute left. Just quickly go over here and see some daffodils. I might get one soldier in. It's just that if it goes over about 18 minutes, it splits it, and anything over 18 minutes becomes a separate video of itself, and it's pointless putting on like an extra 5 minutes because nobody ever watches like the second part. Someone when I used to do that. There. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember him. Robert William Daziel. Right, thank you very much for watching. I say some more lovely daffodils, and there's absolutely tons down there on that side. I think next time I come here, I'll do another video probably on the next section down in the second Jewish burial ground in this cemetery, and also from down in those two sections there, because there's a lot more stories down that one. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.